Chief, whatever you're planning to do...
Lagging out of your favorite game? Stay tuned to see how Gaming Network can help. Hello and welcome to the very first episode of Geek Dojo Overengineered. Today we're going to be adding a gaming network to the local LAN here at the house. Why would we do that? Well, if you've ever had lag on one of your favorite video games, if you've ever competed with Netflix or your kid's latest homework download, or anything of that nature, having a gaming network can allow you to isolate that traffic and prioritize it over any other traffic in the home network. We're going to be talking about some advanced networking concepts here. So if you need a refresher on TCP/IP, VLANs, DHCP, click the link down in the description. That'll take you over to that section of the dojo so you can come up to speed. The main networking feature we're going to use to accomplish the gaming network is the VLAN. Most of you use a VLAN without even knowing it today. All networks generally run on a default VLAN of 1. Today we're going to be setting up the gaming network on VLAN 5 here in the house. That will allow us to create the rules and prioritize the traffic over the other traffic on the network. It'll also allow us to isolate that traffic as it passes over the various switches or access points within the network. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing we need to do is set up the gaming network in our firewall. We use a WatchGuard M290 here, so each network is configured individually. You can see here that I've set up a VLAN gaming network. I set it up with 203, 192.168, 203/24, so 255 addresses. It's running on port 5 of our firewall. This firewall has 11 ports available, so I put it on port 5. And you'll note that the VLAN is set to 5 as well. Obviously the VLAN and the port don't need to match, but in this case they do. I also set up DHCP, so this will automatically give IP addresses to our gaming consoles, the Switch, etc. The range is 203.2 to 203.254, and 203.1 is obviously the firewall here. Our access points will go ahead and use the firewall as the DHCP server, right? So it'll just be passed through. Next, let's configure our Wi-Fi to support the gaming network. You can see here we have the existing trusted network, the guest network, and the IoT network. So we're going to add an additional one to support the gaming network. Keeping with our current naming, we're just going to call it BCGG. I'm going to set that up obviously for WPA2. I'm going to go ahead and configure that with a passphrase. And then key thing here, right, is we want to make sure to set that up with a VLAN, right? Again, that should match the firewall, VLAN 5. So now if we come back here, you'll see we have BCGG, right? Obviously it's not deployed to the access point yet, but it's all set up and ready to go, right? Finally, we need to update our Netgear switch to route the VLAN 5 to the Wi-Fi and to the switches that are in the TV center. You can see here on the screen just an overview. We've got, in this case, 7 VLANs in the house. You can see VLAN 5 here, and I've set that up on ports 2, 11, and 18 on this 24-port switch. Those correspond to the Wi-Fi and the other hardwired switches in the house. The way that I did that was, you can see under VLAN membership, untagged traffic defaults to 1, as we mentioned before. And then if I switch it to 5, you can see here I said only allow tagged traffic for VLAN 5 on 2, 11, and 18. In this particular instance, we didn't pre-configure anything to change the ports. You can see everything is just hard-coded to 1. If there's no tag on the traffic, it'll just stay 1. And that's it. That will successfully route the traffic through the switch. It'll go to the firewall, it'll go to the Wi-Fi, and the physical switches in the TV console. We just need to publish the Wi-Fi profile, and we'll be up and running.
Do it fast!
Button is here!